This podcast is a 98 Studios production.
Today's the day, baby.
Today's the day.
Today's the day.
Today's the motherfucking day.
Today is the day.
Today's the day.
Today is the day.
Today's the day.
What up, everybody? Welcome back to Today's the Day with Zack Andersen. And today I'm excited to chat and kind of go over something that I get to go over pretty regularly with reps. So I'm going to give you guys the title so you know what you're getting into. And then I'm going to go and give you my opinion, my perspective, and my advice that I give to people when they come to me. So a lot of times in my career, reps will come to me when they're in a slump, when things are not going their way, when they're struggling, when they're getting their ass kicked. They'll come and they'll be like, dude. And it's as I'm looking at it from the outside, it looks very different from how they're feeling it from their point of view. And from their point of view, I'll tell you how it feels. Then I'll tell you what the outside point of view is. From someone's point of view, when they are in a rut or a slump, or it seems like nothing is going their way, it feels like, to give you an example, it feels like everything's against them. It feels like nothing is happening for them. It feels like their luck's run out. It feels like everything that could be unlucky is happening to them. It feels like the world almost has it out for you in a sense. From an outsider's perspective, when people are coming to me with those feelings, I know immediately it's a very victim mindset most of the time. And that doesn't mean it's not valid. It doesn't mean those things aren't happening. It doesn't mean those struggles aren't taking place. But it does mean that they're viewing this in a sense of, like, poor me. Why is this all happening to me? And that's a very powerless position to be in. And that's typically why you'll see people, especially in environments where there's a lot of pressure to perform. You'll see they get into a slump and they just kind of dig deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And the first rule of being in a hole is stop digging. That's the first rule, right? And then it's like, let's go change your perspective, right? Because if you have the right perspective to tough things, they're actually going to go benefit you in a big, 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 big way. Right. And Tony Robbins, like, one of his like most profound like philosophies is life is happening for you, not to you. Right. Life is happening for you, not to you. And then that raises the question, and communicating this is really hard to someone who's emotional and they're getting rocked. And in our job, they're not making any money because they're not performing. And they've performed in the past, so they're not performing, and now they feel like they lost the magic touch, or they've never performed. They don't think they're ever going to get it. And all these trials and hardships are in their way, and they feel like it's all happening to them. So it's really hard to convey and communicate this switch of perspective. And it's even harder to get them to go and switch their perspective and attack head on. But I'll say this, right? Like, what you need to do in that situation, and I'm guilty of being there many times and not being able to do it. It's much easier said than done. And hindsight's always 20/20. And it's really easy to sit in a podcast studio and tell people how to overcome trials and change their perspective. So just hear me out. I empathize with you. But if you can remove the emotion for a minute and take this and believe it and hopefully implement it, you'll realize how quick you can get yourself out of that hole. So first rule of being in a hole, stop digging. Right. And then changing your perspective. I think there's a very, very valuable perspective you can have. And it's that life is happening for you, not to you, like I was saying. But how does that make sense? If there's so many like hardships and trials, how does it make sense that that could be happening for me and benefiting me and not really just holding me back and putting me in this box and putting this lid on me and making me struggle? Right. And I want to read this little entry in this book real quick. It says, champions know adversity is the catalyst of mental toughness. If it weren't for the dark days, we wouldn't know what it is to walk in the light. That's from Earl Campbell, a professional football player. The rest of the caption goes and says, champions believe if you remove the adversity, you remove the victory. As a result, they tend to view adversity as a challenge through which learning and growing occurs. So right there, a way to change your perspective is like, dude, go freaking embrace it. Go and understand that you're going to be so much better if you can embrace the adversity, because it is the catalyst of mental toughness. And mental toughness is where a lot of success is found. Like, everyone's seen those super cheesy, corny memes of the dude who's digging for diamonds and he gives up 3 inches before. And if he just wouldn't have quit, he would have got all the reward from all this digging, right? That's exactly right. And that's what mental toughness is in a very corny little elementary school image, right? So understanding that and approaching these struggles with some form of gratitude and looking for the benefit that it's going to give you gives a lot of power and a very, very big sense of confidence, and it doesn't strip you of your power. It in fact gives you more. And the way that I like to go and put that into perspective for people that work with me and people that come to me for that advice is, dude, I want the hard days. I want the days when it's raining and the weather's terrible and my job's 10 times harder and I have customers who fall through or cancel, or I have the new area. Like, I want the hard days. And it's a lot easier said than done. And there are definitely moments of weakness where I don't approach with that mindset, but I want to develop the mindset where I embrace the freaking hard days. I want them. And the reason for that is because at the end of the day, right, if my goal is to win, I'm eventually and continually going to be put head to head with these other people that have the same goal to win. And if I've been through the hard days more than they have, who do you think's going to win? If I show up to the fight with a blown off finger and cuts all over and scars and I'm missing some toes and whatever, I've been through it, I'll bet on me all day long over the guy who's had a really easy ride and had it all perfect, which is oftentimes what people wish for and pray for. They want the easy route. They want the perfect lineup. They want all the stars to align for them all the time. And if that's the case, you're not a real competitor, right? Real competitors are whoever's been through the most shit, right? So that's the way that I kind of do my best to adapt or to adopt the perspective of embracing the challenges. A little bit more in the caption, it says, champions understand that stress and struggle are the key factors in becoming mentally tough. Adversity to world-class performers is their mental training ground. It's how they become mentally tough. And this is out of a book. It's called 177 Mental Toughness Secrets of the World Class. Gage Heward recommended it to me. Shout out Gage. Great book. It's by Steve Siebold. Great book. Super short captions. We're going to do a ton of one-on-one trainings out of my favorite entries in this book. But I would say go and develop the perspective that life is happening for you and not to you, and go and do your very best to approach challenges head on, right? Go and embrace the challenges and realize they're making you tougher. They're making you better than the guy you're going to have to go compete against. And if you want to win, you should go and get as many tough days under your belt as you possibly can, so that when game time comes, when the arena lights are on and when the pressure's on to go perform, you are more equipped than the guy next to you who's going and gunning for the exact same result that you are. And they're trying to beat you, because at the end of the day, if there's a winner, there are losers, right? And if you want to go win, you should embrace those hard days so that when the time comes, you are ready to go bury your competition. So a lot of you guys are out grinding. By the time this releases, a lot of you guys are out there. You're in the thick of it. You're going through these trials. You're going through the hard times, and you're asking those victim mentality questions of, why is all the hard stuff happening to me? Why are these other guys, it seems like they're in better area, or they have things going more smooth for them, or they have a better training, or their personality is better for whatever it is that I'm trying to go and do than mine is. And all these victim mentality thoughts come in. Squash that. Go and embrace the challenges and go and overcome them. Don't just wallow in it. Don't just bathe and bask in misery. Go and get so good that type of hard doesn't affect you anymore. Go and get so mentally tough that you don't even have to go through a slump next time these same challenges come up, right? And then I guarantee you're going to get hit with harder challenges, and then go and level up to the next level and the next level and the next level. And that's growth, and that's progression. That's how you go become one of the greats. That's how you go earn your stripes. That's how you go and get to the point where people look to you for advice when they're struggling through the same types of challenges. So that's my challenge to all of you guys. I love everybody listening as always, and keep tuning in. We're going to have some really good solo episodes, guest episodes with a lot of advice on literal things to get through, and hopefully going to go release some workshops where we go dive into this stuff with multiple guests that have really, really good insight as well. So for everybody out there getting their ass kicked, go enjoy getting your ass kicked and realize that's how you get better. That's how you get tougher and go come out on top. Until next time, much love. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. As always, it was a blast for me. I hope you got something out of this. If you got something out of this video of value, share this with a friend, and please go show your love. We're on all streaming platforms, including YouTube, Spotify, and Apple. Any ratings, comments, likes, shares, they go a very long way, and they make it so I can keep doing these things for you, and I would appreciate it greatly. So please go share with a friend. Until next time.